It's a sin to hide behind this heartache, to make believe that I've found someone new. It's a sin to say that I don't miss you when people know I'm still in love with you.
Dead horses mark ourselves to commemorate our hunts. When a hunter takes a great beast, or when a youth goes on his first hunt, he gets a tattoo.
And I guess these paintings must represent some pretty badass hunters in your tribe. Talk about showing off. It's not enough to just tattoo yourself for all to see. We've got to mark the side of a cliff just in case people can't see the real tattoos in person. It's like a tattoo of a tattoo. Well, at the risk of sounding insensitive, what do you do when you run out of skin to add new tattoos? I mean, how many hunts can you expect to go through in one lifetime? Is it okay to tattoo over old tattoos? You know what, I should really stop asking these questions, at least until after I find a helmet to guard against the inevitable club to the head. I'm sure your friend over here can testify how necessary that is. Forgive me for saying this, but I'm glad that these guys are as much of a threat to you as they are to outsiders. So killing them is a-okay.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
No. You'll learn this soon enough, but I don't do quiet. My rants can wake the dead. But yeah, I don't care how elaborate your hairstyle is, it's no protection against blunt force trauma.
I hear some odd things about the civilized lands outside Zion. Is there really a giant thunder lizard people live inside?
Thunder lizard? Oh, are you talking about the dinosaur in Novak? Ooh, careful what you say about that. It's like the only thing interesting in that town. I imagine insulting that in front of the people who live there would be like if someone started laughing at your tattoos. It would end in a bad day for all involved.
Hold up.
What?
See that log over there? Take a closer look. There might be some good stuff tucked in there.
Seriously? What am I gonna find inside a dead tree? Oh, this better not be a prank. If it's crawling with woodworms, I would not be happy. Okay, there's pre-war potato chips in here. That's only slightly more edible than woodworms. But to answer your question, yes, someone is living in that thing, and no, it doesn't make thunder noises. Last time I checked, the only loud noises coming out of that thing are gunshots from the snipers and Cliff Briscoe desperately trying to sell dinosaur toys. Speaking of which, I have some on me. Please, take them off my hands. Anyway, I'm surprised you know about that place. I guess some of the caravans must have gotten past the welcoming party.
Whitelegs. Nasty bunch. They've been raiding deeper into Zion ever since New Canaan was wiped out.
Whoa, wait a minute. New Canaan was wiped out? You're certain of that?
That's what Joshua said.
Right, sounds totally legit.
We follow this path for a while. Nice view of the river.
Oh, it looks great, but back to the matter at hand. What the hell happened? Or should I say, what the hell did he say happened?
Whitelegs came down from Great Salt Lake in force. Fell on New Canaan before they could mount a defense.
Okay, and what was his involvement? Did he try to fight them off?
Joshua found some of the survivors led by a man named Daniel.
Whoa, holy shit, is that rain? Haven't felt that since I woke up in Good Springs. Wow, it feels weird. This better not be acidic. I have sensitive skin, damn it. Anyway, you mentioned survivors. Are they still here?
Most of them have fled the valley. But Daniel stayed on with the Sorrows tribe. Oh, breeze.
What?
Don't move.
What the fuck is that? Chalk. Explain.
Whew. That was some kind of lucky. Guess that one was all full of gecko, eh? Don't get used to it, though. Yaoguai are plenty mean as a rule.
Yaoguai? I guess that must be the apex predator in these parts. Okay, yeah, no thanks. I could do with less of those in my life.
Bet they don't have anything as nasty as Yaoguai out where you come from, huh?
Oh, you'd be surprised, my friend. We have plenty of our own shit to deal with. Like, I could get into a pointless debate about whether that thing is worse than a death claw, but you know what? Anything that could just rip off the head of a gecko this big is just bad news. I'm not gonna split hairs over which one can kill me quicker. I just hope nobody tells the cult leader about those things. Ugh.
You can take the path north here if you want, or head east over the ridge. There's a nice view from the top of that cliff, if you want to look.
Well, believe it or not, I'm less interested in sightseeing than staying the hell away from that thing. thing. So that means we're going this way by default. Wow, that's a rather busy looking piece of art. There's a lot going on here. I can see bighorners, geckos, and a lot of handprints. Is this what you would call collaborative art? Either that or you guys were just drawing over other people's drawings, which frankly feels a little disrespectful. You have a whole wall to work with. Reminds me of that mural from the Boomers. If that's your equivalent of recording your tribe's history, then all I can say is good grief, must have been a chaotic time back in the day.
Keep headed north, around this rock pile.
And I'll take that as a cue to stop mocking your culture. You can put the club away. Anyway, it sounds like the only new Canaanites left in Zion are Joshua and this Daniel guy.
He and Joshua have been arguing over whether to stand and fight the Whitelegs, or take the Sorrows and the Dead Horses out of the valley.
Seriously? You're contemplating evacuation? Holy shit, how many fighters do the Whitelegs have? The odds must be completely one-sided if it's enough to drive you out of your homeland.
We came up in the land of the Dead Horse, though why the back when folks called it that, I got no hint.
Oh, you're not from around here? Well, at least that means your tribe still has a place to go. What about the other tribe? The Sorrows, I think you called them? They may not be so lucky. Actually, you know what? I'm falling back into bad habits. This is none of my business, so I'm keeping my thoughts to myself. Pretend I didn't say anything. I'm just passing through. Unless, of course, you have more information on the wildlife around here, like those coyotes, that would be my business. See, normally I would just shoot them, but I don't know if there's a 10-foot tall one around the corner that's gonna take that personally.
You see the dead sentries? Shamans say our enemies' souls are trapped in them. But Joshua says it shows we're serious about fighting Whitelegs.
Yeah, he said that, did he? Did he also say anything about how often he used to do this to other tribes back in the day? Now, I'm no expert in tribal societies, but this feels like the sort of shit I would expect from the Whitelegs themselves. It's all backwards. Damn it, based on your description, I was starting to have second thoughts about Graham, but now all the red flags are rushing back. Did your elders not have any objections when he suggested this? Don't tell me there's a precedence in your society for this kind of behavior.
Joshua will answer all your questions.
Oh, that's not a reassuring answer. Are you even allowed to tell me what you guys did before Joshua found you?
We raided.
Wait, what?
We fought. We lost.
Oh.
Our enemies drove us back into Zion, and we would have died if it hadn't been for Joshua. Joshua and his Caesar.
Caesar? Hold on, Graham found you when he was still with the Legion? Those red flags are literally slapping me in the face right now.
See those handprints? Dead horses and sorrows mark them on taboo places. Places from back when. Good thing for you, I don't buy into that stuff.
Good to know, but do you mind not changing the subject?
When Joshua first came to us, he was servant to a man he called Caesar. He led his master's armies, and we were ready to follow him into war.
To war? You were prepared to go into a war for a man you barely knew, who was in turn serving someone else you knew even less. What did Graham do to deserve this much devotion from you people? Did he raise the dead? Walk on water?
If it wasn't for Joshua, the dead horses would still be the whipping boys of the Zion Valley. He taught us how to hold our territory, to protect ourselves. He guided us away from Caesar, and showed us how Caesar would have destroyed us.
Well, now the red flags are just taunting me. Should I be worried about this guy or not?
Down this path to the north. Hope you don't mind getting wet.
Oh, I'm getting wet already, don't you worry. Speaking of which, I'm sure this is normal for you guys, but where I just came from, people would have killed to get their hands on this much water. Oh, is that one of your scouts? Hey buddy, pay close attention to the guy behind me. I'm not a threat, okay? If I get a spear in the face, I'm gonna complain to your boss. Anyway, I wish I was joking about the water, but blood has been spilled over and probably into Lake Mead. I hope whoever wins has a decent filter on standby. That should be enough for dinner. I'll show you my banana yucca salad. Now, how in the world did you guys paint that entire side of the cliff? Did you literally climb up there to do that? How many people fell off and died?
These paintings show the dead horses' victories against other tribes. Lots more of them since Joshua came to us.
And apparently you decapitated your enemies. That would explain the heads on spears. So there really is a precedence. Oh, look at all the fish. Oh, that's a rare sight where I just came from. You only get those in Lake Mead, and I had to dive all the way to the bottom to see them. Wow, this place is a natural paradise. Can't wait to show this to Kazakh. I should stop. Listen, do you people drink alcohol? If so, please let me try some. I have shit I need to forget. Unless you drink whiskey, in which case, keep that far away from me. That will make things worse. Sorry, I have things I need to work out.
Nearly there now. Watch out for traps in the water. Got to keep the white legs out somehow, eh?
Traps? What kind of traps? And thanks for warning me about that after I stepped into the water, by the way. I can't exactly run or jump out of harm's way right now, especially with a duffel bag on me. I'd love to see you explain to Joshua why I have a mangled leg. Oh, I see that. You put a bear trap in the water? Oh yeah, that'll keep him out. Oh, and on a completely unrelated note, do you have a good surgeon in the tribe? No offense, but if I get my leg snared in one of these, I'd rather take my chances with a gangrene. Having said that, at least I won't need to worry about exposing an open wound to radioactive water, because I just realized that my Geiger counter isn't going mad right now. Now that I think about it, that hasn't happened at all since I got here. Once again, natural paradise.
Joshua says it is a temple to God's glory on earth.
Well, details aside, I certainly agree with his sentiment. You'd be shocked by how different things are outside this valley. I bet the most radioactive thing here right now is me. So far, the only negative things I've seen here are the white legs and the yaoguai. Speaking of which, let's go back to the wildlife question I had earlier. Is there anything else I haven't seen yet?
Mostly it's the mountain bighorners. Whole herd of them up on the cliffs there.
Oh yeah, we have them where I came from. Those things can get nasty if you don't keep your distance.
Usually they're not too aggressive, but lately... whew.
Why? Is it mating season or something? Oh, that's a terrifying image. When something that big is going at it, I bet that could cause a lot of collateral damage.
My guess is one of the calves got lost somewhere along the way. Bighorners are communal. One missing calf and the whole herd gets ornery. If that calf doesn't turn up soon, they might very well come down into the valley and attack the camp.
Oh, damn, would they? It's hard enough dealing with just one of them. So, what's the plan? You don't have a machine gun by any chance. Either way, something needs to be done. Oh, you want me to help, don't you?
Yeah? Hey, thanks. Most of the hunters don't listen when I tell them the problem.
Hey, that was hypothetical, but something tells me you don't even know what that means. Well, I do owe you for killing that white leg, and this feels fairly straightforward, without any unforeseeable consequences. So I guess I'll do it.
Just one thing. Try not to kill any bighorners if you can, yeah? You'll drive the herd off and we'll have to range farther on our hunts.
Sure, I guess. You ever think that maybe they'll remember your hunters and follow you back to your camp? Feels to me like that's a more legit reason to storm the place. Besides, what am I supposed to do instead of shooting them?
You might try luring the baby out with some banana yucca. These bighorners go crazy for this stuff.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's a lot of handprints. So this must be the most taboo cave in the whole canyon. Is that where y'all lovers go to have some privacy? Do I need a hazmat suit before I go in there? Anyway, you're assuming that the baby isn't dead already and that I can even find it. Well, you better come with me when we do this. I don't want to accidentally lure a baby from a different herd. Then we'll have a herd war on our hands. Now that's the kind of chaos that would be great to watch, but really bad to experience, if you know what I mean. Oh, wow, look at this place.
Ah, the Eastern Virgin. What's the phrase? House, sweet house. Joshua's just ahead there, in the Angel Cave.
Just to be clear, I'm not dead, am I? Because if you ask me to describe heaven on earth, it would be something like this, but with more music and people in robes. I did get shot by one of the white legs, but the armor caught the bullet, I think. Unless I'm still back in the Lucky 38. Ooh, let's not contemplate that. But I'm not even being sarcastic. I can't say anything negative about this place. Well, I guess that's a little grim. But otherwise, this place is perfect. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Oh, hello, just passing through.
Ja, Tag.
Can I assume that means hello? Well, are you guys having dinner? Didn't mean to intrude. Although you might be going a little overboard with the fire there.
Good.
Fair enough, I shall fuck right off. You're welcome to try my banana yucca salad later, though. If there's one thing I know that will guarantee good relations with a family of strangers, it's an offering in the form of food. Although, to be honest, is there even a point of making friends with them? I don't know how long I'll be here for, or indeed how long I'll be welcome for. I can't imagine they'll be willing to put up with my disrespectful attitude for more than a week at most. I'm not even trying to be rude, I just like to speak my mind. That might not be tolerated around here. This looks cozy.
Hoi. Auslander Zuka Joshua Graham?
Yes, I am indeed Zuka Joshua Graham. I mean, who doesn't want to Zuka a great man like him?
You know our tongue. Smart, Auslander. Joshua in high place of cave. You show respect, Utman. Joshua is greatest warrior. You show him no respect. He show you thunder and fire.
Oh, trust me, I've heard of him before. His thunder and fire can literally bring entire armies to their knees. And then onto crosses. But don't worry, I will show him nothing but respect, you'll see.
You wise for Auslander.
Oh yeah, I'm a wise guy alright. I've been called that before. By the way, if you hear yelling in the next 10 minutes, that would just be him putting the fear of God in me. There's no need to intervene. And I'm only half joking about that. This is the man who's been blacklisted by the Legion. Dare I say that Caesar might have been afraid of him. I'm not sure he was even afraid of me, so that's saying a lot. Of course, given enough time, I would have made Caesar cry like a little bitch. But hey, I was a very busy man at the time. Oh shit, I'm supposed to be incognito. Whoops. What I meant to say is, Caesar was a guy who served under Caesar, you understand? I slapped him around a little bit when I was in the Mojave, you know, typical macho bullshit. He started it. But that's all ancient history, you know what I mean? I'm a new man, no need to dwell on the past. Okay, that's, yeah, one of the many other burn victims you have in this tribe, I assume. Oh boy.
We should have given you a better welcome on your first visit to Zion. But from what I hear, the Whitelegs beat us to it. Whitelegs seem to be the only visitors we have these days. And I wouldn't have expected anyone from the Mojave to come looking for us. And you're a courier, no?
No.
Not the one I was expecting.
Huh?
But I suppose he wouldn't have come with a caravan. I don't know if you were close to the other members of your group.
Well, you know.
But you have my sympathy. I pray for the safety of all good people who come to Zion, even Gentiles. But we can't expect God to do all the work.
No, we cannot. And you've clearly done a lot of work already. Disturbingly so, in fact. You're talking like you saw what happened to me with your own eyes.
The dead horses are capable scouts. Nothing passes into or out of Zion without my hearing of it.
Yeah, I get the feeling you have this whole place on lockdown with eyes and ears everywhere. I'm sure the dead horses are perfectly happy with this arrangement. But anyway, I don't know who this other courier is supposed to be. I'm a, navigator for the Happy Trails Caravan Company.
Happy Trails. I remember. They were good friends. I have bad news for your employers. New Canaan was destroyed, its citizens scattered. All because of the Whitelegs. And Caesar, of course.
Yeah?
The Whitelegs want to join the Legion. Caesar's rite of passage is the destruction of the New Canaanites. Almost assuredly because of me.
Ah.
The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Daniel, one of the other New Canaanites, has made many maps of the region. The bad news is that we can't help you right now. Not with everything that's going on.
Yeah, Chalk over there filled me in. Looks like you guys have a pretty serious infestation problem. Even if I knew how to get out of this valley, I'm sure the Whitelegs would just ambush me again along the way. So it's a good thing I'm not in a hurry to go back. I have, issues back home. I don't suppose you guys are willing to let me stick around? I'll lend a hand with your problem as payment, because God knows I don't have enough caps on me right now. Seriously, he'll back me up on this.
You're a good neighbor to us. We all go through periods of darkness. In such times, we can turn to the Lord. But it's good to have friends. Daniel and I need pre-war tools to help us navigate beyond Zion. Should we need to evacuate, these instruments will be vital to us. Normally, we would have some of the dead horses or sorrows look for them. But many pre-war buildings in the valley are taboo. They won't go inside.
Oh yes, I'm aware of that. The white handprint doesn't mean give me a high five, it means stay the fuck out. But why though?
The Sorrows believe in a spirit that lives in the caves. Say the spirit punished them once for trespassing. They put special marks around the cave entrances to keep people out. It doesn't work on the Whitelegs, of course, but the dead horses are spooked.
A spirit? As in an invisible force? Oh, we're talking about a chupacabra, aren't we? I mean, a nightkin. Oh, for goodness sake, not this again. If that's the case, then I'm gonna need a much bigger gun. No offense, but as dangerous as those things can be, I can't imagine they would be much of a challenge for 2 new Canaanites. Especially when one of them has, well, your reputation.
We are responsible for leading and protecting the Sorrows and Dead Horses. They are smart people, but not as worldly as you or I. I am preparing the Dead Horses for war, and Daniel is preparing the Sorrows for other things.
War. Yeah, we might need to have a chat about that when I get back. Oh, no, stop it. It's not my business. So in other words, you're both too busy. Well, if you need me to be a glorified scavenger, I can certainly do that. But it's been a long day, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna find something flat and soft and then faceplant right into it. Oh, and it should be dry, preferably. I'll go and look for your stuff in the morning.
Thank you. Follow's Chop can help you find your way around the valley. He's inexperienced, but he knows enough of our language to ignore the taboos about pre-war buildings.
Yeah, no offense, but if I wasn't here, then would you have sent him into those areas alone? If we're really dealing with chupacabras, then he's gonna need a lot more than linguistic skills. Look, I understand that you and Daniel are leading these tribes for some reason, but surely if these instruments are that important, it would be worth at least some of your precious time.
Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? They jangle like crazy.
Thanks for backing me up on this, Chalk. You clearly have your priorities straight. Anyway, do you have a sleeping area? I'm not expecting proper beds, but please tell me you have soft furs or something. Oh, come on. See, this is the exact opposite of what I was requesting. No, I am not sleeping out in the rain. The novelty wore off quite a while ago. Anyway, do you seriously not know what bottle caps are supposed to be? The currency. You know, for trading? Have you never traded with caravans before? Joshua should have told you about all this. I guess he wasn't kidding when he said you're not as worldly. Well, unfortunately for all of us, I don't think the Whitelegs have the same problem. They want to join the Legion for fuck's sake, just like the Great Khans were trying to do. I mocked them for being so ignorant, but now I'm starting to see why the Legion is so effective at assimilating tribes. All you need to do is demonstrate raw strength, and they won't ask any further questions. I mean, no offense, but your people nearly fell for the same trick, and in a way you're still falling for it. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. What happened here? Did some pre-war camper leave their stuff behind? And you people are treating it like it's radioactive. Although, to be fair, it probably is.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
Hey, do me a favor and keep an eye on that guy. I don't want him to catch me doing this and freak out. I'd rather not get chased out of this camp on the first day. Wow. Whoever this camper was, they were packing heat. I guess there was a dangerous wildlife problem even back then. Well, I don't think it has what Daniel's looking for. This is clearly not taboo enough. How dirty do we need our hands to get? Ooh, actually, it's probably a bad idea to brag about that in front of these people. Even if they don't kill me on the spot, I feel like I'm probably tainted by now in their eyes. Well, that's just great. I was being self-deprecating when I said I don't belong here. I didn't want that to be real. I mean, there are worse places to settle down. Or try to settle down before I inevitably fuck it all up. Oh boy. I'm just gonna concentrate on killing Whitelegs. How about that? I'll just pretend they're legionaries and channel that kind of energy, because, let's be honest, that's what they want to be. So, being killed by the Legion's worst nightmare is probably how they would want to go out anyway. Oh, pardon me, I meant second worst nightmare, of course. Man, look at all those guns.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Yeah, did you know there was a taboo duffel bag literally right outside? Maybe the scouts aren't telling you everything, because they know you're gonna break the taboo the first chance you get. Well, I beat you to it this time. Here's everything I got from it. I don't think pre-war food and spare pistols are what you had in mind, though. You look like you have more than enough pistols already.
In the Great Basin and Colorado Plateau, all tribes are known for a specific weapon. Whitelegs are known for their big submachine guns, storm drums. They broke into an armory near Spanish Fork and have been using them for years. Of course, the Dead Horses have their wooden war clubs, and even the Sorrows have their Yao Guai gauntlets. This type of .45 automatic pistol was designed by one of my tribe almost 400 years ago. Learning its use is a new Canaanite rite of passage.
And you're gonna arm the Dead Horses with these? Does that mean you're going to turn them into new Canaanites? That's cool. As long as they don't forget who they used to be. Anyway, I still need to sleep, but I might as well offload everything I'm carrying. Any chance you have spare supplies out for trade? I wouldn't mind trying out one of those sacred pistols.
We do. Though the Whitelegs destroyed New Canaan, they didn't destroy all of our supply caches. All forms of currency are recognized here. Caps, NCR dollars, even Legion coin. Take a look.
Wait a minute. You accept caps? Chalk, how do you not know what they're for? Somebody fell asleep during their English lessons. Holy shit, that's a lot of weapons up for sale. This tribe is better armed than the NCR military. What the hell do you need me for?